Dick, is that you?
Who's that?
It's Jack Michael.
What are you dressed as?
Fred Skinner. This is my Skinner costume. Glasses, New England suit, bow tie, old man wig, and makeup. What are you supposed to be? You are wearing your usual mod suit covered in blood.
I am a zombie. You know, Night of the Living Dead. One of the mindless eaters of human flesh.
Dick, you know it isn't Halloween. You know it is Friday the 13th and we are at a party at a lake cabin. If you are going to imitate a horror character, you should be a guy with a chainsaw or a large-breasted girl with a torn and blood-covered dress. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead takes place in a frame house in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As I recall, in Romero's groundbreaking horror film, radiation from a fallen satellite causes the recently deceased to rise from the grave and seek the living to use as food. If you are a zombie, you need to be carrying a bloody body part, like a severed arm, intestines, or a nice piece of uncooked liver.
Thanks for the movie review, Gene Shellot. You know, Jack, sometimes you can be a real pain. Everything has to be so exact, so correct. Today is a day of evil. A day for superstition. The theme for tonight's party is horror movies. Which you would know if you had been invited. Now don't you feel foolish? Your costume makes no sense. You don't even look like Skinner. Where is your box? Besides, if I walk around this party with a piece of liver, the guys from set would never leave me alone, and if I came as the girl in the torn dress, I would have to slow dance with Howard or Wade. You need to think of some horror film with an English character, like Children of the Damned or Gorgo.
Great idea. I could say I am that professor in Rocky Horror. I can even keep using this New England accent.
Good costume, except that movie hasn't even been made yet. No one will get it. How about coming as a mad scientist, like Leo G. Carroll in Tarantula?
Oh swell, that is sure to attract women. Don't be ridiculous. No one will get that reference. If I say I am Leo G. Carroll, they will think I am the man from Uncle. I'll seem like an old fool. It would be better if I smear some of that ketchup on me and come as another zombie.
You and I coming as the same thing. Wearing the same costume. That isn't possible. No one will believe we agree on something. If we come as the same thing, there will be rumors.
There are already plenty of rumors about the two of us. Come on. Put some of that blood on me and let's find the food and the booze. All I have eaten today is a baked potato.
Sounds good. Let's do it. We can say we are blood brothers.
Just so long as we are not water brothers.
Dr. Malott, is that you? It's Alice from the Physio Lab. Great costume. A zombie Paul McCartney. Night of the Living Beatles.
Right on. You're the first person to get my costume.
Who is that over there? He looks like an old man with ketchup on his pants. Sort of like a messy Dwight D. Eisenhower.
That is Jack Michael dressed as a B.F. Skinner.
What Skinner after eating a hamburger? He looked kind of pathetic. Standing there alone talking to himself.
No, I bit him and turned him into a zombie.
I wonder if I should go over and invite him into the party.
I think that is a great idea. I am feeling a little hungry. I'll see you inside.
I should call him Dr. Michael, Jack.
For a moment there, Dick and I really bonded. Then he had to go and act like a zombie and bite me. I think he even broke the skin. It is funny how for a moment though, when we were talking science fiction, I really felt we had established a different relationship. At the moment, he wasn't an S-Delta and he wasn't an SG. He was something different. Something new. And then he had to go and bite me. Biting me changed everything. Now I feel angry and I feel a little lonely and hungry. I feel like I need to be around people, like I need to eat. Now that is an evocative idea. In the span of 3 minutes, Dick's actions made me feel happy, angry, and hungry. I wonder if I should write all this down. It seems like I have established a new principle here. The danger is if I go into the party, I am likely to forget all about it. The sensible thing is to go home now and write down my thoughts. Where did I put my keys? I wonder if I should call Paul Mountjoy.
Dr. Michael, is that you? Or should I say, Dr. Skinner? It's Alice. You know, from the Physio Lab. Who are you talking to?
Alice, go away. I am trying to remember a new principle of behavior. Something that will blow Dick Mallet and its stimulus-controlled crowd right out of the water.
I'm sorry to interrupt your thoughts. I was just trying to establish whether you are going to the party. I like your costume. Very clever, a zombie BF Skinner. Since you are dressed for the party, I was hoping we might go in and dance. And maybe later we could talk about verbal behavior. But if you need to talk to yourself, I can go into the party alone. I can't wait to see all the costumes. Do you like mine? I'm dressed like the typical blonde victim in every horror movie. What do you think?
I think pink is a very good color for you. And I think we should go into that party and dance. It's funny. I lecture about verbal behavior every day with students, and yet right now, I am dying to tell you about the magical mand. Shall we go in?
Is that a mand? Sounds great. The only thing is, before we go in together, I think we should establish a few rules.
Like what?
Rule 1 is we never touch the turntable at these parties.
Good rule.
The third rule is we never eat our subjects.
Okay. But how about biting? Say, didn't you skip the rule? What is the second rule?
Rule 2 is never start a land war in Asia. But the most important rule is the last rule. Rule 5.
I think you skipped a rule again. Don't you mean the fourth rule?
No, Rule 4 is right out, but Rule 5 is important. Let me think, I never get this right. I know, it's tequila first, then the lime, and then the salt. And that brings us to the 7th and most important rule at any party.
Again, don't you mean the 6th rule?
No, I mean the 7th rule. 6 is a deadly sin. The 7th rule is never contradict a woman at a party. Particularly when her pants are off. That is a cardinal rule for a guy at any party.
Oh, yes. I see what you mean. Never contradict a woman. Particularly, yes. I can see that. That is a good rule to observe.
Good. Very good. Now let's go to the party. I feel a scream coming on. A really big scream.
Ah.
So, that is it then. The doors are all locked up tight. Everyone is inside having a great time at the party. Like pigs in a poke. All the faculty, most of the graduate students, and even some of the undergraduates. The bad ones at least. All locked inside. Now, it is time for me to get to work. All I have to do is review the rules. Rule 1 is simple. Never touch the relay rack in the lab and never touch the turntable at a party. Rule 2 is we condition behavior, not people. Alternatively, never start a land war in Asia. 3, we never eat our subjects. But biting is acceptable, at least at parties. 4 is right out. 5 is essential. Tequila first, then lime, and finally the salt. Followed by a chorus of I was born to love you. 6 is a deadly sin. And 7 is tough. The 7th rule is never contradict a woman. Particularly when she has her pants off at a party. Got it? I hope so, because now I am going inside and teach all these behavioral psychologists a new lesson. What lesson, you ask? Simple. Never hold a party at a deserted lake cabin on Friday the 13th and please people. Don't leave your jack-o'-lanterns on your porch until February, and never light them at night. All clear? Good. Now if you will excuse me, I have a little clean-up work to finish.